Hello, beautiful ladies. How are you guys? Ladies and gentlemen, probably like 5 gentlemen on my channel. I love you guys. I've actually worked with quite a few men this last year, so there are definitely guys who deal with food issues and being in energy debt and overexercising and all of that. So if you're one of those men and you're here watching me, holla down in the chats and say hi. I just went to the grocery store and got some food. I'm not doing like a food haul or anything like that, but it got me thinking because I went to the grocery store, and you know, grocery shopping's a pretty effortless, easy process for me now. But I was thinking about how in the past, like, it used to be such a time consuming, almost anxiety provoking thing. I mean, it was more also just, it was kind of weird. I would spend hours and hours just like walking around the aisles. Like when I lived in France, I literally like would spend my time walking around Paris, just like entering grocery stores and just looking at the food. I was just fixated on food, and I was fascinated with food, and yet I didn't ever let myself eat it. And I mean, that's kind of why I was fixated on food, right? We all are aware of the Minnesota starvation experiment, they where they put all these young healthy men on a calorie deficit, and all of a sudden you see them wanting to become a chef and buy cookbooks and talk about food all the time. It's just kind of funny. Funny, and also like, you guys, that's a that's a sign that we've gone way too far with restriction. Any form of restriction is always going to be way too far, but you know what I mean. But anyways, eating is now such a like effortless thing. And it didn't used to be when I was in those years of like being so just like tormented in my mind all the time about my food and about like, is this the right food to eat, or is this not? Is this too, like, is this healthy? Is this not? Is this clean? Is this filled with this and that? And I was always really worried that, you know, the food was going to really hurt my digestive system, because for years, like I'm talking about years, like the whole time pretty much I was in my EVs, I struggled with extraordinarily bad digestion, like extremely bad digestion. I'm gonna start unloading my stuff here while I talk to you guys. So I dealt with, ooh, by the way, this just looked like ripe and ready to go, and it smells amazing. But I would like literally be like doubled over in pain. Not even just after eating, guys. Like it would just be like, I would be walking around and all of a sudden be like, oh my gosh, like I literally would have to like go like this and be like, oh, wow. Like there were moments that I was about to admit myself into the ER, like multiple moments. I'm actually surprised I never ended up doing that, but I am someone who's like, I'm so fearful of like the hospital. I just like, I get anxious just walking into that place. Now, go to the hospital if you guys need to go to the hospital. I'm not saying that hospitals aren't good. They save lives. They're amazing. But I just personally get like a lot of anxiety in hospitals. So I never wanted to go to the hospital, but it was that bad of pain. I was chronically constipated, like chronically, like it was bad. So chronically constipated that anytime I finally did go to the bathroom, it'd be like all day I was thinking about it, right? It'd be like, oh my gosh, that poo this morning, like so bad. But literally that's how like bad my digestion was. And I feel like no matter what I was doing, ooh, I'm excited for these, by the way. These are just like, it's a mushroom melody with like, I think garlic, parsley, and just like, yeah, a bunch of different mushrooms and parsley and salt and garlic and all of that. It's really good for when you're making like risotto, and you can just like throw this in easily. But anyways, I was bloated all of the time. And I think that's what got me to want to restrict like more and more and more and more, honestly, towards like kind of the end where I was like, I'm done with my ED, like I'm done doing this. But then I was caught in this awful cycle of like, okay, but anytime I try and eat, my digestive system completely flares up and like I can't move forward with recovery at all because I literally am just like so stuck here. And I felt like I had to continue to like restrict and cut out this and cut out that and don't eat gluten and all those things because I was like, wow, my stomach hurts so bad that all of these foods that I hear are inflammatory and bad for you and will aggravate your digestive system. I was like so paranoid to eat any of them. And so I like continued down my like rigid dieting and everything, and my digestive system honestly just got worse and worse and worse. But then, there's hope here. Ooh, there's especially hope here when your girl decided to buy a prosciutto, chorizo, and salami little mix from Trader Joe's. I also got hot Italian pork sausage. Yum, yum. Okay, what was I gonna say here? Oh, I finally started slowly piecing things together and figuring it out. I don't want to say too much here, but like I would have an experience, right? And I wouldn't have a digestive system flare up. But then like the next day I would go and I'd eat and I would have a digestive system flare up. Sorry, I can't speak. And I started getting really curious at like, what's going on here? Like, why do I have moments where my digestive system is fine? And then I have moments where my digestive system is completely crap. And it took me a while of finally understanding what was getting me to have good digestion in those moments. Now, mind you, I did have certain years where it was like digestion was just always bad, right? But this was like, I was starting to try and heal my relationship with food. I was trying to like push forward and be better. And I started figuring some things out. And then here I am, you know, after lots of trial and error, after lots of studying, after lots of like understanding what was actually going on with me, here I am, and I can't even tell you the last time I was bloated or constipated or like had any sort of like feeling of The only time actually that I started having a little bit of issues is right after my nose surgery. I took a bunch of antibiotics, and that was the only time I like started having digestive issues again. But that cleared up after a couple months of good eating. But anyways, so here I am, and like I, you know, can just easily go to the grocery store and just like, I'm gonna pick up some stuff and I don't have to overly think, what am I eating? Is this gonna hurt my digestive system? Is this a bad idea? Like, oh, this bloats me, oh, this like does this does that. No, I don't have to think of any of that now. My digestive system is totally fine. Like, totally fine. And so what I decided to do here, guys, think about it. I'll put this here. What I decided, ooh, this is the good stuff, sorry. I got some borsa. I like love borsa. This is garlic and fine herbs, finherbs. Ooh, and I got this like squeezy pack of miso paste. I like love making Asian food, and this is like really amazing for making a bunch of sauces and stuff. And I got some Parmesan. Okay, so what was I gonna say? Oh, so I healed all of my digestive issues, right? And now I'm feeling like amazing and great. And over the past, you know, however many years, it's been almost 6 years now of me like working with people. I've helped hundreds of women heal their digestive issues. People who are coming to me with SIBO, with chronic bloating, with chronic constipation, with H. pylori, like all of these things, right? GERD, all of these digestive system abnormalities and imbalances and just pains and discomforts. I've worked with hundreds of women now, and I have gotten hundreds of women back to a place of, you know, being in the same energy of me, of like, oh my gosh, wow, I figured it out, right? I figured it out. Because over the years, I have just given my clients these downloads as to like, okay, this is what's really going on, which has nothing to do with food. Um, should I say that a little bit louder for the girls in the back, the girls who weren't listening, the girls who are on their phones scrolling Instagram right now? Hold up for a second, listen. I finally helped people understand their digestive system and how to heal it. And honestly, like 5% of that conversation is food and 95% of it is not. You want good digestion, you gotta understand the 95%. So many of us are fixated on the 5%. It's what I'm eating. I gotta micromanage this. I gotta make sure I'm doing all this. I gotta eat the right combo of foods. I gotta be doing food combining, all of those things, right? And I just promise you that there is so much more going on when it comes to your digestive issues and the root of your digestive problems and how to have good digestion. And so what I decided to do, because I love all of you people here, right? But I cannot work with you guys in a one-on-one capacity. Like I can't work with all of you guys, right? I decided to take all of these downloads that I have about digestion, all of these really deep-rooted understandings of how to help you heal your digestive system. And I decided to make my very first ever masterclass, and I'm like super excited about this. This is called the Awakening Your Digestive Flow Masterclass, and it's all about activating your digestive power again, getting your digestive system up and running and feeling good. And I am giving you guys all of the things that I know and understand and experienced and learned through healing my digestion after years of EDs and being in energy debt and all of that. And I packaged it up all nice and pretty for you guys to really understand these things, along with making some really cool, rad, like digestion specific meditations for you guys to tap into, which is really gonna help. A lot of my clients have like loved these meditations and they're like, this just helps immensely. So I threw a bunch of those in there as well. And I'm just like super excited for this because I know that a lot of you guys are in digestive pain. So I'm here for you. I've been hearing it. I've been hearing all of you guys in my Instagram DMs saying that like you guys can't push forward because of digestive pain and you're wondering, you know, how to not be bloated and how to not be constipated and all of that. And so Awakening Your Digestive Flow is here, and I'm super, super excited. The link for it is down below here in this video, or you can always go to my Instagram and all my links to everything are there. Super excited for the girls who are going to join. Oh, and the men, you guys can join as well. But what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, I'm going to start a little community with this one as well. I think like one of my favorite parts about my like my big course that I launched last year, the Get Your Flow On course, which is currently in February, or no, this is January, sorry, January 2023. It is currently closed to new applicants. We had about 80 women who ended up joining that program, and it was just so sweet and so magical. And one of my favorite parts of it, and one of the favorite things that the girls loved about the course as well, was the community aspect. It's just so good to be able to ask questions to other girls, to feel seen and heard, to throw around ideas, to get, you know, advice from other people who have like gone through this and they're like, ooh, yeah, actually I went through that and I figured it out, like here you go. And so I decided that I'm going to have a group, a little community group for this masterclass as well. So you guys can go in there and ask all of your digestion specific questions. And of course, I'm gonna be in there, I'm gonna be in there helping you guys out to figure out your digestion so that you can just forget about it and you can just eat and not experience pain. And that honestly is one of the best feelings in the world. So that was it for this video. Figured I'd come on here and just let you guys know that that's what's going on, because I know the Instagram world gets to hear all of this, but you guys don't really get to hear a lot of these things. So yes, if you are interested in my work and what I do, again, you can go onto Instagram and you can look at all of my highlights. There's one called community, and then there's one called wins. So those are like all of the kind of community wins that have happened in this past just a year, and you get to see kind of what happens when you jump into my world and we work together, and we really focus on moving forward, on living a bigger, better life, and on stepping into just a new energy, right? That's what it is. It's an energetical shift. You step into a new version of you. It's really fun and exciting. I've like absolutely thoroughly enjoyed and loved my time in recovery and plan to stay here my whole life. Okay, that is it for me. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.